In the House of Hell, in 1900, Mr. Edward Mead died, leaving his property to his 18-year-old nephew, Oliver Milton, who was known for his bad morals and wildness. Although he was still a teenager, Oliver had 4 illegitimate children in Liverpool, Preston and Chester and Northwich were recorded in 1898 when Oliver was only 16 years old. Oliver returned to his hometown after being accused of putting blank bullets into a farmer's gun, causing the latter to be killed in a duel in which Oliver was the judge between farmers in a field outside Coddington. Then in 1899, Oliver and a group of friends decided to make a pact with the devil. It was believed that Oliver and his companions had summoned the devil himself by means of a chant they had learned from an old man in Wales who was known to be a magician specializing in black magic. The séance was held on a rocky hill in the suburb of Bidston, the traditional place for practicing magical rituals for more than 1,000 years, according to Oliver. By raising their arms to greet him while keeping their palms open. This seemed to be a black magic sign, but Hitler adopted it many years later as a Nazi salute. And according to Oliver, strange things began to happen to him and his friends. They had great luck when gambling and with girls as well, but there was always a reminder of the pact that he signed with the devil. One of the children of the group had an illegitimate child with a triple thorn on his back, as seen in the hand of Satan in paintings. Another boy decided to leave the group and settle down and marry a girl from Wrexham, but on his wedding day something frightening happened. Immediately after entering the church, he became very ill and took his mouth foaming and frothing until people were afraid of him, so they carried him and threw him out of the church. After Oliver returned to his home, which he inherited from his uncle, he found a number of the servants left by his uncle, and they worked for little wages, so Oliver kept them in their jobs, with the stipulation that they never go down to the cellar. Everyone agreed to this strange condition except for a young maid named Polly, who was curious. Her curiosity reached its climax on a stormy night when Oliver took a lantern and he turned to the cellar and locked himself there. Polly was in the kitchen when she heard a strange chant and crept down and spied on Oliver through a crack in the cellar door. What she saw made her speechless with fear. Oliver was kneeling on the floor and chanting the chant in a strange voice. Then suddenly a tall man in a black robe with a pale childish face appeared. The man's eyes seemed to be on fire because of the golden light in them. Oliver said to the man, "I've made a deal with you. But I want nothing from you anymore. I reject you, Satan. Your promises are hollow." The man smiled in Oliver's face, then said to him, "I made the deal. You are mine. Your mind, soul, and body all belong to me." Oliver shouted, then he got up and attacked the man, but his hand crossed him. "I ran out of patience. Tonight I will take you away, Oliver," said the man in black. Then he disappeared and left behind a horrible smell. Polly tried to gather her powers and leave before Oliver left, but she was unable to move from the intensity of fear. Oliver went out to find her standing in her place and asked her, "Did you see what happened inside?" The girl shook her head while breathing strongly. "Please help me, he will take me tonight," said Oliver. "I can't," Polly said and ran upstairs, and there she told the other servants who were apparently suspicious before Polly told them, so they all resigned and left the house in a hurry. News of Oliver's secret meetings with the devil reaches the local clergyman, and he visits his home one morning with 2 priests intent on conducting an exorcism. But they did not receive any answer when they knocked on the door of the house, so they called the police, who broke the door and stormed the house to smell inside the smell of something burning, and the smell was coming from the bedroom there. I found the charred remains of Oliver under the cover on the bed. This was very strange, because the bed itself did not burn, and the cover too. Despite Oliver's charring between them, the coroner thought that Oliver Milton was a victim of what is known as spontaneous human combustion. But Polly knows that wasn't the correct interpretation. She told the police that Satan had visited Oliver and he did that, but the police mocked her story. Currently, it is said that the house where Oliver practiced the arts of black magic, terrible screams are heard and foul smells come out from time to time. In 1996, workers found the word "greed" written in hidden hands in the building. One of the residents who lived in the horror house with his family said that the house shakes and moans are heard whenever the local church bells ring on Sunday. A Manchester couple who lived in the house in the late 1960s left because their bed rotated 180 degrees every day while they slept.